Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and thanks for being here. Today the Minitruck project continues. It's been a few weeks since I posted any progress, and that's because of the rain. So much rain. But we're good to keep going now, and in this video I'll finish up the truck and start on the tub. If you're new to this project, then consider checking out the previous 4 videos on how I'm planning on turning this lost cause of a Minitruck into something cool again, and do it on a budget. That's the plan anyway, so if you want to see how I get on with things, please consider subscribing and click the bell for future updates. Alrighty, enough chit chat, let's get to work. Alright, it's the next day and it's time to get these things repainted. Alrighty, I got this thing rubbed back, all the black is gone, and I've got it blended with the sandpaper back up to the red. Obviously I didn't remove all the red, that's just way too much work. But what I'll do next is hit it with some etch primer to cover up the metal spots yet again, and then we'll give it a couple of coats of primer, and then it's red time again. So here we are, quarter panels all painted up, and so is the front bumper. Now it's the morning here of the next day. My voice is deeper, that's how you can tell it's the morning. Don't you find that weird, how your voice is deeper in the mornings, but then it thins out during the day? Anyway, I always found that really interesting. I'm gonna put these and this thing back on the car so that I can take the front bonnet off, the hood off the ute. I've left it on purpose so I can realign the bumper and the front quarter panels to the hood, which I know is square and true on the car. And once these are back square and true on the car, I can then take the hood off and finally get to doing the last big piece on this front cab before we tackle this beast. Let's get to it. I don't know what modern cars are thinking with all the clips and brackets and everything else to put a front bumper on. But look at this, 6 bolts, and it's held on that front bumper for 30 years. That's all you need. What's with the 30 brackets on modern cars? I don't know. Oh, look at this color in the sun. Looking good. Starting to come along. All right, let's keep going.
So make sure you do subscribe and leave a comment down below what you want us to do next. And make sure to leave lots of likes on this video. No dislikes, please, please. Anyway.
So we're almost done with the cab now. We've had a little bit of rain here in the last couple of days, so my paint is looking a little bit dirtier than it should, but that's okay because this thing will need a cut anyway. It's a windy day. We're gonna persevere because in a couple of days it's going to rain again, and before that happens I want this bonnet back on the car and the paint dry. So let's go and do that. Alright, the bonnet is dry and it's on the truck so that I can call it done and then sit back and bask, amaze, wonder even on how I turn this rusty white piece of crap into something that looks pretty good, even if I do say so myself. And then after a moment of that, I'm going to move this thing out of here because it's time to get onto the tub. That thing's been giving me nightmares. Now that the cab is done, I am looking to get this thing done. And that, as you can see, is going to be quite the job. I've got it standing up at the moment because I wanted it out of the way. But a cool thing about it, having it this way, is I can see the underside, and I've checked that out and that looks all good. But come have a look at this. So on the inside of the tub, I've got a few rust holes up there, which I'm hoping to patch, and I'll explain how I'm going to do that a little bit later on. I think it's a pretty cool idea, but we'll see if it works. But besides that, we've got to get rid of all this surface rust, because eventually I want to get this entire bed covered in Line-X, so that real tough paint material. But before I do that, I'm going to sand all of this back, or hit it with a wire brush actually. I think that would be a lot easier. And then I'll apply a little bit of rust converter to make sure that all that stuff is, all that rust is chemically gone. It's going to rain here, I think, in the next little while, and apparently it's going to rain for a while, about a week. So I'll see how much I can get done now, but anyway, that's no consequence to you because I'll be editing all the rain out, so things will just continue on for you. But for me, I'm in a bit of a hurry because I want to get this thing started before it buckets down here. Okay, I'm just getting set up to get started here, and I've got a quarter drill, so I've got a little bit more power, and on the end of it I've got a wire brush. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this thing with that. Now before I do, of course, I've got my safety gear, I've got my gloves, and I've got my safety glasses. Now if you do want to support the channel, this is the way you can support me. I'm not going to be selling you t-shirts or asking you to sponsor me, but I do sell some safety gear and some other tools that you can use around your garage or on your cars. So if you do want to support me, check out these products. I'll leave a link to the description below. These safety glasses, for example, are actually safety glasses. They're not sunglasses. Can you see that? They're just darkened because today it's a glary day. These are UV resistant as well, so they protect your eyes. So consider buying a pair if you work outside a lot and you need some eye protection. And the bonus is they double as sunglasses. No one's going to be able to tell if you accidentally go outside in these or drive your car with these that you've got safety glasses on instead of a pair of sunnies. So they're really good, flexible, so they'll fit any shaped head. And of course, cut-proof safety gloves, which I also sell, so check out the link. These are really good, nitrile coated for extra grip, waterproof, and the fabric itself is cut-proof, so that if this wire brush accidentally touches my hand, this material is cut-proof, so I'm completely safe. So anyway, check them out, but for now, we're going to get started. Alright, that's looking a lot better. I've managed to go through the entire tub in about 30 minutes with the wire brush, and I don't know if you remember, but this was an orange color. It has now turned into a brown color because all the flaky loose rust is now gone. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the whole cab with some degreaser and a wire brush. I'm going to do the entire cab, and then I'll hose it off and let it dry. After that, I'm going to hit it with some rust converter. And after the rust converter, we're just going to hold off because that is coming. So that's pretty much been prepped. All the loose rust and grease is gone. I've degreased it as best as I could. I've hit it with degreaser, I've washed it off, and then I've hit it with wax and grease remover as well for good measure. So I think we're ready to put some rust converter on this thing, and just in the nick of time. I think I've got one coat in me before it starts raining here, but I want to put one coat on so that all the good work that I've just done doesn't go to waste. If I leave this exposed like this with the raw metal being sanded back, it's just going to rust up again. So I'm going to put a coat of this on and call it done. Alright, I managed to put 2 coats of this rust converter onto the tray, and I'm actually using this tray as shielding because it has started to drizzle here now. So hopefully over the next 3 or 4 days this thing dries properly, and then we'll keep going. But for now, that's it, because I think it's about to absolutely hose down. So yeah, we'll get back to this later.